Good morning, every pony. Give me a very big round of applause for Imalou and AssasinMonkey.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
So we're going to have a big panel about art.
Yes.
Yeah, arts,
Are you
G5,
ready?
G5's art,
ready.
everything. Oh gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Monkey?
No.
I am.
Are you? Oh, okay, good. We'll focus on that.
Yes.
Take it away. Have fun.
Thank
Okay.
you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you. Hello, everyone.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
So much people.
So many people. Yeah, I guess like this is your first time in Netherlands,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like,
I had Dutch pancakes yesterday. It was
yeah,
very nice.
the small ones and the big ones.
Yeah, I had both
because
of them.
I had to make sure you get those.
Did some bicycle.
How's your butt feeling from that?
Very badly.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, same. I'm Dutch, but yeah, it hurts.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm known as AssasinMonkey, also known as Myren Putrai, the real name, but I usually just Monkey. Yeah, AM, AssasinMonkey is kind of long. But I've been watching pony since 2011, but didn't really start working or like making pony art until 2012. 6th of June, I know that date because that's my birthday. So
6th of June?
Yeah, 6th of
Same month as me.
I didn't even know that.
26th of June myself.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, 6. But yeah, that's when I started making ponies in 2012, and yeah, I kept making them. I was graduated, so there was a lot of time, a lot of free time, and like yeah, ponies kind of fill up a lot of that. And now we're here. Yeah, that's where I started.
Thank you, Monkey.
Thank you. So you want to introduce yourself?
Should I introduce myself? Why don't you guys know me? So my name is Imalou. Pronounce it the way you want, because I decided this name when I was like 11 and I wasn't really talking in English, so you pronounce it the way you want. My real name is Léa Dapsi. I'm a member of the fandom since March 2011. The OG. I'm the original.
You were earlier than me.
Yeah. I started with watching a compilation of Pinkie Pie and felt completely in love with her. That's how I started. I've been drawing since forever. Not ponies. I always drew stuff, even when I was a kid. So my destiny was drawing stuff for the fandom, of course. So I'm a member of this fandom since 2011. I started drawing ponies at the same time. Of course, back then the drawings were a little bit funky because I was like very young. But the ponies made me progress a lot in art, actually. I'm 25 years old. I'm a baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
I have 5 years on you. I'm 30. I'm old. I'm the old one.
And over the years, I went to art school in Paris, that is called New Age, which is like a concept art, video game animation art school. Been in this school for 2 years, then started freelancing in 2016. I had many clients, companies working with me, till the day I received an email from Pablo Meyer, the art director of the G5 movie, saying me, hey, would you like to work on something you really like? And I was like, what? And that's how I started the adventure of G5 in 2017, October 2017.
It's quite a few years ago already.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
And it feels like yesterday to me, because that was such a big adventure. So I went to Dublin, working in Dublin, and then I've been working on G5 for like 3 years, something like that. Nowadays, I work for animation studios in Paris as a freelancer and doing some toy design for Hasbro as well. Lately, I've been working with them again with Boulder Media for just a few weeks, So yeah, freelancing, doing professional art since 2016, and that's thanks to ponies.
I'm totally not intimidated sitting next to you. No,
You
not
are
at all.
very good as well.
Yeah. That is quite a lineup
Yeah.
that you have.
So where should we start our panel? Because we're going to
yeah.
talk a lot about art and G5 as well. So I hope you like drawings.
Yeah, like what I was thinking. Like, let's start like in the early. You kind of already went through some of the things that you went through with the schools that you went to.
Yeah, but we can talk more about that. Are you guys interested in seeing the evolution of going from the fan artist to professional artist? Because we're going to talk about that. Okay,
yes.
Okay, good.
Good.
It won't be too boring, I hope. Then we will talk about G5, don't worry.
Yeah, so I don't have as fancy of a background as you. Like, I went to game art school, but yeah, there was a lot of 3D, and I didn't really pay attention. I was lazy.
Oh.
I'm still lazy, okay? But like ponies make me a bit less lazy.
Me too.
Yeah, especially since that day, like you mentioned, you started with Pinkie Pie as your favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, my story, like the short version is like I woke up to Applejack. Well, and by that I mean like I just woke up and like turned on the TV and there she was. Okay, so yeah, and I just liked it was like apple bucking season. That's where it started for me. So and yeah, hardworking pony.
Such
stubborn.
a cute episode.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one did you start with?
I started with the Zekora one. The thing is, I'm sorry, I am a furry as well, and I was a furry before being a brownie, and this furry friend on Facebook in 2010, something like that, was posting Pinkie Pie fan art on his Facebook. I was like, oh my god, I love this new show, it looks so cool, and I'm like, that's My Little Pony? Like, I couldn't believe it, but that was My Little Pony, because as a young girl, I grew up with G1, G2, mostly the toys.
You're a real OG.
Yeah, but because I was a young girl, like my parents, they gave me ponies, like, oh, you're a young girl, so ponies and Barbies,
Of course.
And G3 as well, because when I grew up, there was G3. And I couldn't believe it that G4 was like this. It was so different from what I know. And there was this Pinkie Pie compilation on YouTube, and that's when I was like, that looks so fun, I want to watch it. I didn't know where to start, because back then, especially on the French Google, when you wrote My Little Pony, you couldn't find anything about G4 in 2010. But when I searched again, and I found the Zekora episode, and I love Pinkie Pie in that, doing the dance, the weird dance.
Oh yeah, the Zekora gobble you up.
Yeah. That's when I knew she would be my waifu.
Oh. So was she the first pony you drew?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, the first drawing I did of My Little Pony was a shipping drawing.
Oh, yeah. You start early, yeah.
I start early. I was shipping Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash, and that was the first. And I redrew a shipping drawing lately.
Oh yeah, there they are.
So. Yeah, so that was my first My Little Pony drawing, and so I started with the Zekora episode, and when I watched the first episode, I was like, oh, it's kind of nice, and then the Winter Wrap-Up episode came up, and I couldn't stop listening to Winter Wrap-Up on repeat.
Yeah. Yeah, I've exposed my classmates to that a bit too often as well.
So that's how I started myself.
Yeah, with like pony art.
But you came in the fandom very late yourself.
Very well, 2012 and such. I wasn't quite active. Like I'm kind of scared of things and stuff. So
scared monkey.
Yeah, scared monkey. And now I'm sitting here, like in front of so many people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I throw myself into the deep end at times, even though I'm scared. But like it allows me to experience things, and I don't mind sharing that scared part of myself. And that's. I didn't particularly focus on any specific pony early on. I just was curious to learning how to draw them, and like I've always had an interest in historical style art, like paintings, like kind of the Dutch blood in me, like the golden era of like history, golden age of Dutch paintings.
Golden rule.
Yeah, it's the golden rule.
The golden rule, for people who don't know, we should explain that because it's an art panel. So
it's
explain it. Explain it. You're the Dutch.
it's
composition.
Like it's a specific ratio of like. It makes a spiral. Show my notula. Like
Which one are they?
At the top, in the middle.
The top, the
notula.
middle. Okay.
Yeah, like her shell, like has a golden ratio to it. It's like a spiral that's very common, and like it's stuff like that. So yeah, it's probably also why I made her. Like
we should have a laser, like.
I was like, that's dangerous. Like, don't give us lasers. We're scary. We're scary enough already. Yeah. So. But yeah, I've always been interested in sharing the process as well, and just if you could show the old stuff from 2013.
Your old
stuff. I had
stuff.
a couple paintings where it started, and those were the first popular ones I had, and that one's not as old. That's 2015, I believe, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
This one?
Yeah, here it's like very old, like 2013. These were like the first ones that became popular, and. It was just so gratifying because G4 is very 2D, but I try to paint, and that translation can be very difficult.
We kind of, same for me.
Yeah, we both had that same issue of trying to figure out how they would look like when you put them in a three-dimensional world.
Exactly.
And the other one as well, like you could see just how their shapes are all off, but like I like
the composition is nice.
From the old paintings, like, you can see the inspiration, and like just that process going through that, and like then it connected with the fandom, these paintings, and that's what keeps me going, like all the reactions and just the responses and stuff. And for you, it must be crazy right now, the responses that you're getting.
My notifications went so crazy since the 24th of September. Like I cannot open Twitter without having like hundreds of notifications nowadays. And messages, lots of messages.
Yeah. But yeah, like early on, you were pretty popular as well, like 2013 and such. Because that's how I discovered you.
Should I talk about my face?
Your face.
My grim dark face.
Oh, grim dark.
Because I liked it. I was a teenager when I was in the fandom in 2011. So I liked all the grim, dark, creepypasta stuff. And especially there was this artist that really inspired me to do digital art, because before I was just like, not really doing digital painting. I was just drawing like flat colors with shadows, like very anime kind of like, very funny.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And so when I discovered crooked trees?
Crooked
trees, with my very French accent, I'm going to say.
Crooked trees.
It was a very popular digital painter back in the days, and it really inspired me. And that's when I was like, oh, I wanna paint, but I'm too lazy to go traditional art, to paint traditional art, so I'm going to do that on digital, because that's funnier.
Do you still do traditional art?
I still do. Like, you can find some of my original art on my booth if they don't sell like in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, true. Like 8 minutes is the record now. Like put it on the table, 8 minutes gone. Like that's the record now.
I did some traditional painting, but I'm more comfortable with digital art. It depends on people, you know.
Yeah, it's a bit ironic because for me, I've actually made a vow to myself about 10 years ago to never do traditional anymore. I've only done pencil sketches, but never ponies. So I've been purely digital since then. And like to the annoyance of friends who tried to get me to draw at like little parties, and like, here, have a paper. And I was like, no. It's like, it's poison, scared, burns. Like the pencil burns and the paper and such. It'll scorch me. It's like garlic for me. It's like I'm a vampire. I live at night, usually, so.
Vampire monkey.
Yeah, true. But it's kind of ironic because, like, you have a fairly digital approach with, like, using all the layers and selections and stuff like that.
So the way I do digital paintings, I'm gonna show you a bit what I do.
And for me, like, I paint on one layer mostly.
I see, but I can't imagine why.
I'm the most digital artist of like my friends, but I work in the most traditional way.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And now I don't want to stop that. So now I just keep painting on one layer, even if it's hard and difficult and annoying at times.
Myself, when I started painting, I start with a sketch and sketching, like doing the first draft of a drawing.
Yeah.
And then I...
Like how many of those do you usually do for if you
Less
make a
than
character?
you.
Less than me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually it takes me like 2 sketches, 2 or 3. And when I'm ready and happy, I do the flat colors first, without lines. And I paint on these flat colors. So my approach is very based on Ryan Lang technique, which is Ryan Lang is a Disney concept artist.
Oh.
And he has lots of tutorials on Gumroad that are very interesting. And his approach is very professional in this way, like very easy to work with when you are in studios and stuff. Like you can go back and change and modify what you do. So I have this process of doing first sketch, then flat colors, and then I decide the volume of it. So like you, I like to see the ponies in 3D. I kind of specialize myself into it as well.
Probably why they hired you.
Yeah, that's why they hired me actually, because I remember they were like, how do we do ponies like in volume? Like it's so complicated. Like they saw G4, the G5 team. They saw G4. They're like, oh my god, are we gonna do that in 3D?
Yeah, that's fun to think about because like. For us, like when we were just fan artists, like trying to figure that out, but that process is the same for the professionals when they have to figure it out, because they're still human as well. And sometimes it can be easy to forget that when they're behind like a studio name, it's like there's still humans behind it who also have to figure that stuff out.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, especially because I think that ponies are not easy to make in 3D, especially G4 ponies, like to imitate a 3D volume on them, because they are very flat. And so I try to think of them as like spheres, volumes, like a round.
A ball.
A ball, a ball. And there's like, I should have prepared that. There's an easy way to...
We're very prepared artists.
It's
the artist, the artist way of doing things. Right?
I don't like
it's all in here, and the struggle is getting it out.
Exactly, but I cannot do stuff on one layer. If you do professionally, you should stop doing that.
That's why you're the one who's hired, like, not me.
What happened on me on G5 is that I had to work on the TV pony. The TV pony on the... Wait, I'm gonna show it.
Because you've been very focused on like the efficiency in a professional way.
Especially
pretty early on, because you wanted to work for a production since you're early on.
Exactly. Right? That's what I wanted to do at first. So. That's why I follow like artists like wait. You saw nothing.
Secrets.
So for this one, for example, which was the TV host for the G5 movie. So this one I started as a male pony. Then the art director was like, "Oh, maybe it's gonna be female." So I had to redo the painting. But thankfully, because I separated the things on the layers. Like I could change to female.
Okay, and so when you separate layers, how do you choose what you separate?
The eyes.
The eyes, okay.
The eyes first, because they are a pain to make.
That's already more than me.
The eyes and the head. The body is fine. And the hair as well. And the wings. Oh, I should have brought my mayonnaise.
Okay, bing bong.
Bing bong. So because of this technique, thanks to Ryan Lang, I could modify my drawing in a day. Because at the last moment they were like, oh no, it's gonna be a female. And then they changed it to a male, and then it came back to a female.
So do you keep the color separate as well? Like on a
Yeah.
separate layer? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Usually, yeah.
definitely, like, everything that might need adjustments, you'll try to put on a separate layer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I did do that at some point in the past, because, like, I was like, okay, I kind of need to maybe do something with this art, maybe professional. So at some point I did do, but then I got lazy again, and then, yeah, one layer. Although sometimes making things on one layer is actually more work, so it makes it more work. So laziness is causing me to actually have more stuff to do.
Yeah.
Very much like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way if I separate stuff, which I did do with this Sunny, I
Ooh,
think.
you did separate stuff?
Yeah, but just two.
Wow.
But 2 layers.
Two layers?
Yeah, because the way I have it in my mind, how I separate it is, if it's physically separate, I might separate it. So like the background, the stuff in the background is physically separated from Sunny. So I'm like, okay, I'll put that on their own layer. But her hair is attached to her. So I'm like, I'll just do it on the same layer. And then it hurts trying to change it, and I have to brush over it. But
yeah, that's what I try to avoid
Yeah.
in doing production stuff, because they change their mind very easily. So you have to go back and change it in a quick way, or unless you take too much time and they like, oh, they're not happy. And that's
Yeah.
nice. You know how much layers what was my maximum layers in one document?
Oh gosh, I lost count.
Mine was 200, more than 200 layers.
Yeah. Like, I remember seeing you, like, when we did streams, I would see, like, your Photoshop window, and, like, I'd
like,
see you scrolling through the layers.
And when you check Monkey stream, there's like 2 layers.
Like, I think most of my layers are just making a duplicate so I can show the steps. That's the most layers I make when I show the steps of how.
But if
how
you do professional way, you separate, okay? That's my pro tip.
That's what I'm here for. Like, do as monkey say, not as monkey do. It's like, work as her, not as this. So.
But we have such a different way to work, actually. So your art is a bit more like artsy than mine. Mine is more production, I think.
Yeah, and like the single layer stuff kind of pushes me to that. I think there's some that you can show for that, where I do try to. It makes me embrace this
one?
No, that one is fine. The one next to that. Here, the very painterly, like it's someone just on a canvas. Again, like I have that very traditional mindset, even though I'm purely digital.
It's so pretty, right? I love it.
Thank you. But yeah, like just those brush strokes, and I do actually watch like people who paint just on a traditional canvas as inspiration.
So, who's here more into digital art? Raise your hand. Just one? Digital. Here. Okay. Traditional. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay. That's a
kind of even split.
Okay.
Yeah. So
let's not start wars.
No, if we want to do that, we should talk about favorite ponies. So.
Yeah. The best pony here is
Applejack.
Pie. No, Pinkie Pie.
Applejack.
Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie?
Applejack, yeah. Applejack.
Pinkie.
What have we started? Yeah. Whatever then.
Pinkie won. No.
At least with Applejack, the transition with G5 was easy. I just stick with the orange Earth pony.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So
I stick to the funny pony. I love Izzy. She's so cute. I know she's my character, and I feel a bit weird for liking my own character, but I love the way they made her in the movie. She's so like Pinky.
She's great, yes.
I love her for that.
So like, you started in 2017 making Izzy and Sunny. They were that early, or
no?
What did you start with?
I don't know if I can talk about that. The project changed a lot in the first month, but I think I'm not allowed to talk about that.
About that, okay. So what's the earliest that you can talk about? And show you, like, do you want to start showing some stuff now, or do you still want to talk?
About art? Maybe
art
people got some questions about art.
We'll have Q&A at the end,
You want
like
to
at
do
least the
whole
half
Q&A after?
at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
So
let's go.
remember your questions.
Yeah, remember your questions.
It's going to be a long panel,
Yeah.
You write them down in your phone or something. I don't know.
I
Like,
love this
oh, you
one.
got a lot of stuff to show.
Yeah. So the earliest I can talk about, because there was a 6-month work I cannot talk about.
Okay.
But the earliest I could talk about was April 2018.
Okay.
That was when we started working on the main 5. Sorry, the main 5. Do you want me to talk about the process of that?
Yeah, like the day-to-day process of like where does it start? Like
So
the first things you do.
In Boulder Media, when we were working here, we had Hasbro coming with Megan McCarthy, Emily Thompson, all the executives, very powerful and rich people, you know.
The big producers,
the big producers.
the CEOs and stuff.
They were coming to Dublin from Los Angeles and staying for a week for doing meetings. And they were there for 1 week. And my art director was like, okay, let's come up with with new ideas and stuff. And so
You're trying to kill everyone.
I'm sorry.
With cuteness, like
crabs. Crab cute. Yeah, so Hasbro was there, and when they left, we had a big meeting, and they pitched us the main 5. And and so every time Hasbro was coming in Dublin, we knew that was for something important or something very, very changing.
I gotta make a hitch. That's gonna be my first hitch project, making a calendar hitch.
Yeah. I see it distracts you a lot. Like, I know it's very sexy. So funny thing, this is, so when I had to work on this, that was March 2020. I remember it was before COVID, because I went to Dublin for 1 week for working with my old colleagues, see them again, because I was freelancing with them, but I was at home in France. So I was in a week in Dublin, in the studio, and Pablo, my art director, was coming to me and say, hey, Leah, we have something you would really like to do.
He knows you so well.
Yeah, every time he gave me the best task, because he knew I would have so much fun with it, except the phone. He gave me the phone task, and I was like...
Oh, like Pip's phone, right?
Pip's phone. But I had fun doing it. But yeah, so this, it was like, yeah, you will love this. And I was like, okay, that sounds fun. And on my computer, like, everyone could see my screen. I was searching for references, because when you start working on a task like that, you start by searching references. And my computer was full of sexy policemen and firemen calendar references. And everyone was walking behind my desk like this, looking like...
Yeah, just like, look at that perfect mane and that shredded ass.
Yeah, and I remember my friends were like, you got the best job. And one of my colleagues, that is a very big friend of mine, Ethan, he loves it. It's his favorite. And he was like, please give me the files. I'm going to print it and put it on my desk. And he did. He had each calendar on his desk.
Oh, that's
so that's
perfect.
the story.
I think that's also just an important part of like when you're working on a project like that, especially with very big teams. Like it really helps to have great teammates and colleagues and everything. Yeah.
And that was the same for this. I was like, I got the task of making the mustache, and I laughed so hard because I was like, this is professional, and I'm just drawing mustache on a pony. Yeah, my art director. This team in particular was so fun to work with. Everybody was having fun. and doing pony stuff. Like even the guys who weren't really into My Little Pony, like
Yeah,
they-
because you had to introduce a lot of them to ponies, right?
I had to introduce a lot of them.
To the fandom and
Basically, when
yeah.
someone, so my desk, at my desk, when someone new was coming and Ali, the HR of the company, was coming to show the new guy everybody in the team, I was the pony girl. It was not even my name, it was, oh look, that's our pony girl.
They hired a specialist on pony.
And it was my own fault because my desk was full of pony merch. Like I brought my figurines and I bought merch in PonyCon and I was putting all over my desk. And I decorated the whole art department room with pony merch from PonyCon. Yeah. Yeah, because the thing is, they didn't know what to do with My Little Pony because they weren't very aware of it. And I remember when I came in, I checked the files, the welcome files. There was a PDF about brownies. I was like, oh, Hasbro has to explain to the staff what is a brownie, what is G4. And there was a few episodes to showcase the most important episodes of G4 for the team. Actually, the team watched the 2017 movie at the same time all together to get a clue of what is it. I was so jealous because they got it early. Yeah, so when they hired me, they actually found my art on ArtStation, and that's one tip. Even if it was pony, and it was one of my best work, so I put it in my portfolio. And people usually they say, oh, stick to professional art, don't show cringy stuff on your portfolio. But I mean, as long as you are proud of it and it's good and it's professional looking, you can put it on the portfolio. And so I was hesitant to put my pony stuff in my portfolio at first, but I still did. I put a My Little Pony tag, and then the 3D artist, his name is Jorge, because he's Spanish, it's hard to... Jorge. He was searching for My Little Pony on ArtStation and found my art like that. And that's how they found me. Like, they found that my ponies were looking like 3D ponies, and they messaged me and stuff. And they really needed a brownie view on this, like someone who knew about this, that could explain. And
finding someone who has been part of it. And I think they did. Yeah, they found one of the best.
I hope I did well. Like I wasn't very popular back then in the fandom. Like I did my best to try to explain, and I have to be honest, I looked a lot of the G5 discussion online. I was looking at everything, and I tried my best to give the fandom a voice in the project. But I think. And the first day of my work was very fun, actually, because I moved in Dublin, and the first day I was basically homeless because they couldn't accommodate me back then. And so I was living in a youth hostel, and I was like literally just a plushie, my pony t-shirt, my bag, and I just came back from PonyCon. It was like, I was at PonyCon 2017, and so the month after I was in Dublin. So I had like lots of merch on me, and I arrived, and when you entered the Boulder Media studio, you are in the corridor with the main 6 painted all over the walls. Oh, wow. And so I was like that, like, wow, it's so cute, it's so cute. And I opened the door, and the art directors comes in, and they're like, they saw me with all my pony stuff, and they're like, we needed you. And after that, I had like an hour discussion about G4 and brownies and stuff to the art director, and I'm a bit ashamed of that, because I was like very fangirling and very talking about lots of stuff about brownies and G4 and very brownie talk. And
so did they sit you down and went like, okay,
yes,
tell us about these
yes,
brownies?
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not about brownies, but G4.
Okay,
They wanted
G4,
to know,
okay.
They wanted to know what was important
Okay.
to me
And the
to
fandom,
fandom.
yeah.
And so I had this talk with Pablo, and he was like, okay, very interested. Pablo was very interested into My Little Pony. And I tried to hide my brownie powers the first days. I tried.
You tried, but you failed.
I lowered my level, but a week after, I remember the IT team. The IT in the movie was so funny, like they were like the funny guys. And they came down and they were like, oh, you have to explain to us what is a brownie, because we found stuff on Google and we don't know what to think about it.
Oh, no.
Hopefully in Dublin, are there any kids? Okay, drink moderately. But in Dublin, after work, you go to the pub. So I was like, okay, guys, let's go to the pub. I have lots of stuff to talk to you about. and so I explained the brownie, and then they were like having fun with that. So I showed my brownie levels after that.
Probably also easier to realize what's out there when you have a couple of drinks.
Oh yeah. Especially the Irish people, they drink so much. So that was easy to talk, for sure. Yeah, so that was my first weeks of working.
just explaining the fandom, just
Yeah, I
explaining
remember
ponies.
one of the art directors, Sean, he came to me and he was like, do the brownies really like the little thing in the houses of Ponyville? And I was like,
In the what?
these little details. You know, in the houses of Ponyville, there are little drawings, like little swirls on it. Yeah.
My mind is swirling right now.
Yeah,
Like-
okay, don't worry. But he was literally asking me if the little details, like if the brownies were really liking it, if they should put it. I was like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, they like Ponyville. It's a cute village. I don't know. They were asking me lots of questions about that. So, yeah, and I learned very early that Spike had wings. Because Pablo told me that.
Yeah, because the production of this movie started before the G4 ended.
Yeah. Way before. Like I was watching season 8 during production. Season 8 and 9. I think season 7 was finished by then. It was in between season 8 and 9. So yeah, that's why the finale and the movie, they don't really connect with each other. I was expecting them to connect a little bit, but the finale ends with everybody being happy and everybody accepting with the 3 tribes and stuff. And the movie, they all hate each other again. So I was like, how they were going to do that.
All the other ponies are dead now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, how could you?
Oh, yeah. When I learned that, like, I was so sad. Because I learned about the end of G4 very early on. I knew about it, like, when I started working. I knew that G4 was going to end at season 9, and so I was like, I needed a drink.
Plenty in Ireland.
Plenty in Ireland, yeah. Drink moderately. So yeah, that was the first weeks.
It must have been tricky because, like, Boulder Media was the movie work, and I believe DHX did the show.
Yeah.
And then there's Hasbro in between.
Yeah.
So the communication goes through a lot of different teams.
Exactly.
Because DHX, like working on G4, has to communicate with Hasbro. Hasbro has to then probably pass that information on to your team and like the Boulder Media.
But we weren't working with DHX.
Yeah, so Hasbro was your middleman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were like above us. Megan McCarthy was way above us. So they were like the guys designing and I think...
Yeah, and it's probably also why they had Megan McCarthy, because she worked on G4.
Yeah. But she left the project at some point, and I don't know why. I don't know why she left.
Maybe she finished training someone else.
Maybe.
Whoever took over. But yeah, there was a lot of communication with Hasbro about, like, okay, this is going on with the show, and all the changes.
That was that communication for sure.
Yeah,
Because it was important to know this kind of stuff.
So,
I was spoiled.
Yeah, you were spoiled.
Especially the spike wings. I knew. It was like, wings? Spike?
Another one gets wings.
Yeah, another one. Thanks, Eve Larson.
Yeah, thanks, Emma. But yeah, like you're part of the art team, so you still received a lot of that information. Because like I imagine the writers had a bigger issue, a bigger problem with like having to work together with the story that was still developing, and then the writers' decisions then get passed on to you.
Especially because the writers, they were like working in I think they were in America, the writers.
Oh, okay.
So me, I had to work without a script, which was very hard, especially for Sprout. Sprout was the hardest for that because I wasn't getting his personality. I had no idea who he would be in the movie. So we went with a lot of iterations for him, like a lot of it. And yeah, the writers, they work in different way, like very far away. I was mostly working with the directors and the 3D team.
Okay, yeah.
Because they were doing the modeling of the characters, so we were like adjusting our concepts for modeling and animation. Because you cannot do whatever you want in 3D modeling. It's not as free as 2D designing. So we had to manage that and discuss a lot between each department, 2D and 3D.
Yeah, so you were there, were you there early on when they were still figuring out the exacts of the 3D?
Yeah.
And so you figured out what shapes to use, what dimensions.
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
Yeah.
But in the end, they end up doing very good ponies looking in 3D.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of concept art being released from the 3D artists as well. So like,
watch them,
definitely check all of those out. There's some interesting tidbits. We don't have those to show here,
I
but
don't have them. But
like for example, for those who haven't seen it, like the Sip and Pip had feathers on their hoofs.
Yes, they were supposed to have feathers.
Sure. And that part's, they couldn't keep that, and I actually kind of know why. Like, I do have some experience with how 3D works and some of the limitations. Like, so sadly, one of the things that I think they explained why they couldn't keep the feathers on the hoofs
the little feathers, like
because the ponies were going to make a lot of motion and expressions and movements, and the feathers would not always work.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, so
when they like do this, the feathers would be like weird.
Yeah, they bend weird. They go through the arms and such. So instead of having something that only works half the time, they needed something that works all the time.
Yeah. Should we talk about the complaints about the butts?
The butts. Shake your unicorn butts.
Yeah. Even the body, they had to lower a little bit the butt so that they could sit properly without like having any issues with the 3D rigging.
Yeah, because these are not normal horse bodies.
No.
No. So the 3D artist and the people who put together the skeletons for them so they can be animated, they can kind of reference, but it's basically from scratch. They have to learn, like, okay, this is like a fantasy body from imagination. We have to actually figure out how this would actually work, and that's a big part of the process. Oh, this sprout, you had a story about that sprout, right? Like, because one of the things that, I guess especially maybe more so even with the writers doesn't help, but in general, production has a lot of deadlines.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of short deadlines.
Yeah, this Sprout, I'll talk about it at PonyFest. No, the Sprout. Okay,
the Sprout.
Where is Sprout? Here. Because we couldn't figure out Sprout, really. It was very hard to figure him out. I think I have like early drawings of him somewhere. Here. Sprout, it was like, and this is just a little portion of my work on him. It took me 2 months to design Sprout. 2 months. The Easy and Sunny took me like 4 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Like to have them approved by Hasbro. And
Okay, so that was the biggest part of why it took so long, the approval.
The approval from Hasbro, because we couldn't find a design that pleased Hasbro. And so one day, we were almost there in approval, but we couldn't get the approval. So my art director, Pablo, I thank him again, he was like, okay, we have to show Hasbro a Sprout concept art to be approved today. It was a Friday. It was noon. I had to finish it for 4 p.m. max. So he was like, could you make a painting in 2 hours? I was like, because 2 hours, because I take my lunch break at some point, because I eat, I'm a human.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh.
And, and I was like, 2 hours? I can do it.
Yeah, you just gathered all your years of experience of working faster and faster.
Because I wanted to get Sprout approved and move to something else, because I was so frustrated with that. And in 2 hours, I made this painting over here, the one on the left. And Hasbro approved. Hey. Hasbro was like, yes, that's what we want. And we are like, yes! Everybody in the team was like, yes, we got Sprout! Because that was so hard to get him approved, especially his dictator thing and stuff. So yeah, another story that you probably know about Sprouts, because I was so frustrated with it, I was like, when you need to find ideas, you come to your own experiences.
Yes.
And I'm a big weeb. I watch a lot of animes, and especially JoJo. and I love blonde characters. And there was Dio Brando for sure, and he was the blonde character, villain guy I knew the best of. And I was like, what if I make a pony with this kind of fancy blonde hair that looks evil and fancy at the same time? Because Sprout was like the deputy, but he's still the deputy, but he's a bit of a loser. So I needed to find this kind of balance. And so I went for Dio Brando's haircut. and I was like, oh, they won't accept that. And they loved it, as well, they loved it. They just didn't wanted the little hair on the front. And I was like bummed about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like the little. I called it a pigeon poo.
Pigeon poo?
Yeah, because when I was a kid, I had like this kind of hair as well, like always
a
straight hair here, blonde hair like this, and people would call me like that. They call it the pigeon poo. And I was like, oh, that's my own experience with that. I'm gonna add that to Sprout and add it with Dio Brando haircut. They kept the tail design, which I was very happy with. Curly hair. Like
curly hair.
I always like to put some curly hair.
That's probably why Izzy has so many of them.
Yeah. I mean, Izzy at first, she was supposed to have straight hair because she was kind of a hippie character. And yeah, she was her name was the caregiver. So one other thing about designing the characters is when Hasbro pitched us the main 5, they gave us a PDF with only descriptions, very vague descriptions, the voice actors they want, and a name that was the caregiver, the protector, the explorer.
So the description, does it contain like kind of their personality? Or
No.
this? So
Kind of, but very vague.
very fake, okay.
And Izzy was such a calm character at first, like very slow, very
mellow.
mellow, yeah, exactly.
Laid back and
And I was like, what if we make her crazy? Because I was like, it's the main 5, it's missing a Pinkie Pie character. And I was like, at first it was supposed to be Pip. Pip was supposed to be a bit crazier, but not too crazy. And when there was like storyboards, very early storyboards of the characters, I was like, oh, Izzy, she's too calm, she's too... So I wanted to make her more Pinky, and they loved it, specifically this pose. Because she was like... She was like crazy, but at first she would be like scared of every little thing and go like a goat, like this. But they got rid of that part of her personality. But they kept the craziness of her.
They kept a decent amount, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, so coming back to the hairstyle, they wanted to have like a more Instagram girl kind of hair because it was popular among kids. So yeah, for sure, I made this very curly hair, and they liked it with a gradient, the purple gradient. They really liked it. So it was very easy to approve from the directors on Hasbro.
Yeah, it just took you just weeks.
Yeah, just weeks.
Just a few weeks.
Yeah, just a few weeks. So she was the easiest to design for sure, and I helped a lot with my concepts to find her personality. But yeah, people are supposed to be the pinky one at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, well, it makes sense that there's at least a pinky because, well, yeah.
There's always a need for a pinky.
And I got my orange earth pony, so I'm happy to.
Yeah, you got the orange pony. Sunny was the explorer at first, and Sunny, she was more of like, I think you saw this online, it was everywhere.
Oh yeah, the early designs.
Yeah, the early designs.
Yeah, I've already seen some fan art of that.
Yeah, she was into like building stuff.
Like engineering
stuff. Yeah, that was cool.
Like kind of tinkering with things.
Exactly, and then they were more like, oh, she would be better if she was more like adventurous, more than engineering, you know. So Celia, my colleague, which is in character design as well, we both, Celia Kaspar and I, we both designed the main have to stop saying main six, the main five. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to make a short announcement and then I'll allow you to continue.
Go on.
Yes, sure. Go.
So, is this one on? Sorry. Go on. Press the button. Which one?
It's already.
Bing
bong.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. Should maybe stop at 12:30 and then take questions. Do you want to talk? Do you want to talk more about art and stuff? Because we've been talking a lot about G5 already.
Oh yeah. Well, do you want to talk about art?
I mean, I don't know.
Test. Sorry for the interruption, everyone. I have a small announcement to make. There are a few people that made a reservation with the hotel and that ought to be checked out by now, but they haven't yet. So for the following people, if they are in this room, those would be Doodkorte, Corvage, Kirev, and Emil. If they could please go to the reception now. Anyone here under those names? No one? Because they really need to check out or their stuff is going to be taken by the venue. I mean, we can sell them at the auction, but I doubt that would be much fun. But if those four, that would be Doodkarte, Corvage, Kirev, and Emil could please go to the reception right now. And I'm sorry for the intrusion, and please continue.
No worries.
Thank you.
Have fun, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. You were talking about Celia, who you were...
Celia and I, we designed the main 5 together, and the process of it is that when we received this PDF of a main 5 description, we did a 1-hour brainstorming together. We were like such a good team, Celia and I. She draws so well, so much better than me. You should check her on Instagram. She is such a very good artist.
For sure.
Yeah. And so for 1 hour, we were like brainstorming, and then each of us drew one drawing per character, 1 page of drawings. And so she came up with Itzy, with bread and very nice looking glasses. And they really liked that, the directors, but they were like, oh, this would fit more Sunny. So they gave Sunny to me. They gave it to me and asked me, could you do Sunny with take inspiration from Celia's work on Sunny?
Yeah, so you shared each other's work a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, that together we worked as a team.
Yeah, a team back and forth, and have each other look at each other's work and see like, oh, maybe try this, try that.
So that's how I came up with this page. They really liked it, but the hairstyle wasn't there yet. So I made this one, and they were like, oh, we like this. It feels adventurous. It feels like Sunny. So I was happy, and she got approved very, very fast as well. Itzy and Sunny were so fast to find. But you can notice the design changed a lot. She used to have brownish legs, a hair tie on her tail, and she didn't add this pink thing in her hair.
Oh, the multicolored.
Exactly. But they really liked the mood of her in this page, so that's how she got.
Yes, so like from this one on is just some colors, yeah.
Exactly.
That's basically what it boils down to.
Exactly. And then after that we were like working on the cutie marks, finding the cutie marks. I specifically worked on the Sunny cutie marks. The other cutie marks, that was another artist. Her name is Lauren Bremer, which is an American artist. She worked on Rick and Morty, actually. She's very good. She's very good in designing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it really seemed that there were a lot of professionals from big studios who came to work on the movie.
Yeah, the animators. We had animators from Disney, DreamWorks, lots of Shrek people, for some reason. Yeah. Teresa Cullen, one of the storyboard director, Teresa Cullen, she worked on Shrek. And it was the moment where the Shrek memes were popular, so we were like sharing memes of Shrek to them, and they were like so happy of that.
Well, that's why the movie is so good. You got that Shrek influence. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had like one animator who was animating on Zootopia, I think. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we had like very good animators on site.
Yeah, the animations turned out so good.
And our head of character and head of animation, Graham Gallagher, he was an animator on Tarzan, the Disney movie from 20 years ago. He worked on the Jungle Book, the last one, the one on CGI. Cusco as well, he was animating Kronk. So there was a lot of experienced people in this team. That was very nice.
Yeah, it kind of shows how, like, when a company is willing to put so much money into a movie, it shows how big, like, this fandom has actually become, and like just the My Little Pony, just how big of a title or a franchise it has become, and it's thanks to just everyone contributing and like worldwide.
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 So were you surprised when you saw the G4 intro?
I cried.
You cried?
I cried. So
did you cry? Yeah.
Everyone cried.
Cool.
Okay, good. I'm not the only one. Like I cried before the movie, the beginning of the movie, middle of the movie, end of the movie, and after the movie.
Oh,
so
monkey!
It was kind of hard to watch the movie with all those tears in my eyes. It's like, just especially starting with the main six, like starting with the main six. Like I need to watch the movie, not my tears. Like, geez, please. Oh.
Yeah. So this was last minute choice. I made this September 2020. Yeah, they decided to do that at the last moment. But when I have to thank Pablo again to give me this task, because at first it was supposed to be concept artist, another studio, but then they gave the task to me, and I did concept art for this shot, this sequence. And Hasbro had to decide between the other concept artist and my stuff, and they chose my stuff. So I was very happy. And specifically the 2D segment is so well made. It's so well animated.
And I believe, like, did you know?
This one is Parico, it's so funny.
Did you know that they were using your stuff before the movie? Like this intro?
On the Toys box?
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that, like, it was used on the Toys box indeed.
Yeah.
But
No, I didn't.
were you, you were not aware,
I wasn't aware.
so it was a surprise
It was
for
a
you.
surprise. I was like, should I share it on Twitter, even though it's kind of spoilers? I was like, what should I do?
Must be overwhelming yeah.
I'm glad you guys liked this shot. Like, it was
Yeah,
so nice. to
when
work
that
on.
came up, I knew who made it. I was like, that's her
Yeah.
art. Like, I could,
So-
having made art together with you, like, during streams for so long, like, it's so easy to recognize your style.
Yeah.
And it shows throughout the entire movie. It's fan favorite,
That was my last work on G5, actually.
your last work, yeah.
And it ended with G4. That was so good.
That's a good finish, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Should
Yeah,
we move to questions?
or,
I think
like, so you've done all this art
Yeah,
on the stuff.
yeah.
What is some of the art that you'd want to see from the fans?
Sorry, I'm distracting people.
It's all good. It's quality stuff.
Okay.
I love these. There's just so many little things in the movie. Like you really have to watch multiple times to catch all of these type of things like
Yeah.
hidden. Yeah.
So what was
But-
your question again?
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, like so you've worked on a movie, but like the fandom makes a lot of stuff as well. Like what is some of the stuff that you'd like to see from the fandom of like the way they make art, or like how do you
About G5?
yeah, like how this would influence, how you'd like to see this movie influence the artist, or
Okay.
just the community in general.
I think, the fan artists, I hope the movie helps more artists like us who wants to paint ponies and don't know how to do volumes. I hope the movie will help on that, so that people try to paint, to do digital painting, and find maybe a new thing they like doing in art.
Yeah.
That's one thing I hope it helps, because I know with G5, with 3D movies, it's hard to draw the characters as like G4. G4, it was so easy to draw the characters.
Yeah, just the flat style,
Flat
flat
style,
colors,
yeah.
and everything, just
And
lines.
3D is a bit harder, but
Yeah.
I know that the fandom has been going for so long, and that the artists got so much better over the years. I know that people can make it and go to the next.
Yeah,
To the next
you're hoping
level.
that this, because like G4 has the, we've had the experience of having a 2D reference from the show and trying to make that into something. Now we're coming from the other side with 3D, which is completely opposite.
Exactly.
So it allows us to have that experience as well.
Exactly.
Like we'll still have the G4 experience. Like we can still make G4 ponies and like based
I
on
will
them.
still make G4 ponies.
Yeah, exactly.
My
So
waifu Pinkie Pie. Always
Yeah.
in my head.
still Applejack for me as well. Like, oh, it'll never end
Never.
from beginning until end.
Yeah.
Earth ponies forever.
Yeah, and I hope the fandom, because the end of G4 made the fandom a bit slower, and I've been so happy to see that the fandom is going so strong lately because of G5, and that's one thing I hoped during the whole process of the movie.
It has
Really.
given me energy to make paintings.
Oh,
as
that's
well.
so cool.
Yeah.
I want to do as well, but I wasn't alone.
Yeah.
But now. I
Oh
am.
yeah, you are allowed.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
paint together again.
We should
sometime.
paint together
Yeah,
again.
that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm showing stuff that we didn't at the time to show because we were talking about.
Oh yeah, there's the phone.
The phone. Gosh, the phone.
Yeah.
With a little oof on it, and the icons and stuff. So I was in charge of character design, but we were also asked to do other things,
Yeah. Like,
other designs.
and is that like in between things when there were no characters to make, they would
Exactly.
give you these tasks?
And it's for the characters, so it was kind of like
Oh, it's
character
still,
design.
yeah,
So
still part of them.
accessories for characters. So we have a phone. Oh God, it took me like 1 month to work on the phone.
So that was the hardest thing you had to make during the entire
'cause,
production.
I like to draw. There's 2 types of artists. The one who like to draw
Organic,
organic,
yeah,
and the
very
one-
organic shapes and
exactly,
stuff, yeah.
and the one who likes mechanical. I'm an organic artist, and when I have to design like robots and stuff, I cannot.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well, and I think for a lot of artists that seems to be the case. Like some people focus on airplanes, battleships, like buildings, architecture, and then
Exactly.
they're fairly similar, like the type of materials that they work with.
They are.
They have a lot of overlap within that group.
Yeah.
And then,
That was the only thing I had to design, but as a robot, but they didn't get bad at all. Like I didn't like working on that. You see, like the Sprout robot right now is much better than my concept. But that's to explain why I hate working on robots and stuff. And the phone was complicated for me because of that, because I couldn't like. It wasn't one thing I was the most.
you're not familiar with it either.
not.
Yeah.
So when I was tasked the phone, I was like, okay, let's do this. But in the end, it looks nice. So I'm happy.
It worked out.
It worked out. Yeah. So, and also props for the movie you could find in the movie, like specifically this one.
Yeah, so like even though like most of your work were like the concept stuff that doesn't actually show in the movie because like then it'll get 3D models and stuff like that. But these are the ones that are actually just
in the movie.
Your paintings one-on-one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So wow, so much stuff to show.
You've done a lot of stuff in those years. You've been very busy.
Very busy. Like I wasn't allowed to draw ponies during the time I was working on G5, so I had to work on G5 and draw ponies while I was working on G5, so I won't be too much frustrated. So I did a lot.
You couldn't share anything with anyone.
No, I couldn't.
Okay.
I went to conventions during that time and people were joking about G5 because of the 2017 leaks. Thank you, Hasbro, for that, the leaks. But yeah, I was like, my mouth was shut. And
you Pinkie Pie sweared with Hasbro.
Yeah. And at the moment, Hasbro allowed us to say it was a My Little Pony movie, and I put it on Twitter.
You exploded.
Kind of. People were like stalking me. There was a thread on Fortune about that, like for like a big one talking about that, like what is this furry doing on the meme and it is Fortune stuff.
Typical fandom
exactly.
stuff.
And it was a bit scary at first, but no, it's fun.
Yeah, it's still
no,
fun.
but the movie's out and people like it because before the movie was out, people were like very scared and stuff.
Yeah, I think this movie was like probably one of the best ways to start a new generation.
Yeah,
for sure.
So.
Like just the response and everything. I think probably one of the best starts that we could have asked for. That's thanks to everyone who worked on the movie and just the team and all the people.
I can't wait for the series.
Oh yes, next year and the special.
Yeah. I was supposed to work on the series, like I applied in Boulder, but Hasbro, they ended up choosing a Canadian studio in the end, so kind of sad about that. And the directors are a bit sad about that as well, because they wanted to keep working on G5, but I hope the Canadian studio will do great with the series.
Yeah.
I hope. Maybe some guys from DHX will work on it, so that would be cool. That would be cool.
We know that they're able to find good people. Yeah. They found you, so like
Oh, thank you.
I'll stick those in every now and then.
What else I could show?
So let's see.
Maybe
are there a lot of questions from people that? Because then. Unless you have something specific.
No, I think I went through what I wanted to say. Maybe we can move to questions. So I think we can.
Start the Q&A. Huh?
Are you good with questions right now?
Yeah, I'm good.
So don't hesitate to ask questions about art or G5. You can ask both.
If you have a question, please line up in front of one of the microphones on the side of the theater.
Ooh. Give us your best questions.
There's a lot of people getting up.
Oh, gosh. That's why we left like 30 minutes for the questions. So that's plenty of time. Okay, we'll start.
Well, we'll start on the right side today.
Oh,
no, that's still going on. Let's go on the left.
Okay.
Cool. I'll be shameless and ask one question of my own. G5 QT marks are smaller and only on one side. Do you know the story behind that?
Is that
think
one of the writers who, like, is that part of the arts team decision?
it was more like the 3D team and
The 3D
animation team.
Okay.
Because my theory about that, I don't know if that's what they thought about it, but because 3D is complicated, much complicated than doing on flat animation. I think they lowered the size of the QT mark so that when the ponies bend their legs, it doesn't like
It doesn't deform as much.
the
yeah.
QT mark. I think that's the reason why, because Graham, the head of animation, he was very careful about animation problems that could happen while we were designing 2D stuff. And so I think that's why they lowered the QT mark size. For the one side QT mark, I thought, like, I tried so hard to put the QT marks on both sides in my concept arts, but I was asked to just put it in one side. And when I asked why, because I told them it was always on both sides, they were like, because that's how it is. And I never got a real explanation for that. So if a director comes one time in the convention, ask that question. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's move on to the next one. Go on.
Okay. My question is, we had, during all the conventions over the years, we have writers, voice actors, animators. Which other roles would you say need a chance to be invited to conventions?
From the G5 stuff?
Not just G5, just general roles.
Roles? That's a good question.
Yeah, it's quite a big team, of course,
yeah.
because like 3D movies do require
Yeah.
quite a bit more work.
It's true that
so-
there is not much concept artists invited in cons during G4, because concept artists, they can talk about a lot of stuff, because they are the one coming up with the ideas visually. And I barely see any of them invited during the last 10 years, which I was a bit sad about that, because I wanted to learn about what it was to be a character designer or a concept artist on G4. So
Yeah.
I don't know. At some point, I was kind of tired of seeing voice actors in conventions, because it was always the same thing. I wanted to see more artists invited.
Yeah, and I think with the movie, since it's gone 3D, like the story of what's the struggles that the 3D artists had to go through, of like trying to
the 3D
translate
artists
that
as
would be
well.
really, I think that, I would personally find that the most interesting to hear.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What struggles, what issues did they find of like trying to maintain that pony stuff, but 3D, and then with how it moves and everything. So yeah, the 3D animators and the 3D modelers would be interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Sometimes you even have an extra role in that rigs the model, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just the 3D model alone is like made, and then just the people who put the skeleton together, people who animate probably. I don't know, it's slightly different per team, but that's generally with big production, I believe, how it works. Like there's a lot of different ones. Sometimes, sometimes there's even like people who make just the materials.
Yeah.
Just the coat or the effects. There's also the light effects artists and the
I
environment artists.
I think on the G5 movie, it would be so interesting to see what was the story for the hair artist, the fur artists.
Oh, yes.
Because for ponies, making them in 3D and finding the right texture for them, I think there's a lot of story behind it, and I would be so interested to know more about it as well.
Yeah, because the ponies ended up looking like a bit like felt.
Yeah,
like, but
yeah.
it wasn't always like that.
Yeah, at first we had fur.
Yeah.
But they moved to felt, because it felt like plushies.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
It's soft and such, and
the fur looked a bit too flat on the ponies, so that's why they moved to felt on them.
Yeah, I'm very curious to the decisions behind that.
And especially voice actors, and they are not really in the production. Like the voice actors for G5, they were like, I never talked to any of them, never.
Yeah, they're
Ever.
big names.
They are big names.
Yeah.
and they are doing their own stuff in America. So
Yeah.
they weren't in the production. And so people in the production, they would have lots more to tell about the work on it than
Yeah.
voice actors.
Maybe some of the producers
Yeah,
might have some
producers.
interesting stories as well, trying to
Yeah.
give every team what they need.
We had the
yeah.
producer of the first movie at first with us. Teresa,
Oh, yeah.
not Teresa. John, fuck, I forgot the name. Okay, she was the producer of the 2017 movie, and she worked with us a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and she had so much to say about the 2017 movie. That was so interesting, because we had the talk in the pub. And that would be so interesting to see at the convention also,
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely a lot of options.
Yeah. So,
I think up next we got a big Sunny fan.
Can we look at that memes folder?
what is the meme folder? Oh my god.
Is it safe?
It is safe.
Okay.
I think.
It's up to you.
Oh boy.
I can show, but no pictures. Oh wait, there's a live
Wait.
stream.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Or-
so no pictures, please check there is no pictures, okay?
What?
No pictures if I show the meme folder.
Well, respect her wish.
Please.
No picture while
No
she
picture,
shows her
no
meme folder.
videos, and no stream.
Sorry, stream.
Sorry. Because I don't remember exactly what was inside of it. That was memes we did with like...
I'm guessing the stream can still hear me, so I'll like just
It's taking a
explain
long
it.
time to load. Oh,
Oh my. That's oh no.
That was early animation stuff, so we were like...
Some very interesting
Yeah.
sunnies. Oh my. Oh.
Okay, are you guys happy now? Okay.
Happy.
Okay, good. Oh my god. I hope you guys took pictures. I sent us bro to you. Okay, next question.
I didn't spot any phones. So
Okay, good.
Go ahead.
Okay. Test. How do pony hooves work in G5? It looks like magnetism or something.
I'm
Sorry?
sorry.
I didn't
The
understand.
ponies look like they can hold stuff, but without actually holding it, like there are magnets in their hooves.
Oh,
How is this officially explained?
I think it's. I don't know myself. When I was doing the character designs, I was like looking at ways to make them take stuff like as horses, like a realistic way. But I think it just was animation problems. They had to put a magnet to the hooves because there would be like lots of poses that wouldn't be good in animation, I think.
Yeah, because
It'd be hard to do.
they also have to be able to show it from every angle.
Yeah.
Like with 2D, you can just like put the hoof in a certain angle where it just looks like you don't see how it actually connects. But in 3D, there might be like angles where you need to actually see it.
Yeah, and I think, especially, I think of the scene where each tries to pull off the plug of the electric plug.
Oh, yes.
I don't think Hasbro would have liked to see each take it in his mouth. Maybe because for kids, like they don't want kids to do that as well. So
Yeah.
so I think that was one of the limitations with that.
G4, many ponies took stuff in their mouths.
Yeah, I don't really know why the reason for that, but myself I tried to keep it as horsey as possible, but lots of poses are not possible like that.
Yeah, and I'm guessing it's probably also pretty chaotic to decide on when not, because it's like an hour and a half movie,
Yeah.
and like every scene, they might it's made on a different time period, and like maybe
And
communication.
if the characters were talking and having something in their mouth, that would be complicated to do. So yeah, magnetic hooves. Thank you.
Thanks. Moving on to that microphone.
What was it like back in February when the G5 bed sheets leaked and everybody was like, oh, that could maybe the G5 ponies, it was posted officially.
Yeah.
What was it like knowing it's a G5 but couldn't say something?
It was annoying, yes, because the bed sheets, they got leaked like 2 days before the announcement. So there was the announcement ready with the real look of the ponies, not the marketing look. And people, the first thing they saw, that was the bed sheets. That weren't like, it's okay art, but it's not like what the ponies were supposed to look like at first.
Yeah.
So I remember the staff was like annoyed by that, but gently annoyed, like not too angry about it. Like
Yeah,
we knew that the toys would leak before that our work. So
Yeah, because the teams who work on the toys are like completely separate.
yeah,
right?
yeah, completely separate. The one who made the renders were people from another studio.
Yeah, so they just take the models
Yeah,
and then they put it in a post themselves.
Yeah. So that's why the model, they look a bit weird.
Yeah, some of the promotion material you can
Yeah.
kind of notice some poses
Yeah.
might not
Because
feel
it wasn't
great.
good, it wasn't the team who made it. So
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So how did you actually come up with like the tennis ball? How did you?
That was the writer's idea, I think.
Oh.
Because the Pegasus, they are afraid of unicorns more than earth ponies, so they wanted to find a way maybe to stop the magic coming or the reading mind coming from the horn. So they come up with a tennis ball, I think. You know, like, I think it's a thing, like, you got tennis balls for car doors or
Oh, yeah, so
I've seen, yeah.
so kids don't bump their head on the corner.
Exactly. So I think that's how the idea came from. You must ask the writers for that, I think, because they were the one deciding for the tennis ball.
And then they asked you to make the tennis ball to design
I
it.
did the texture,
The texture.
look of it.
Okay.
Just
Just
regular tennis ball.
Just tennis ball.
They came up with this task like, hey, can you do a texture thing for the tennis ball? I was like, okay. I love my work. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you draw good tennis balls.
Thank you. Oh, the grinded ooze, yeah.
Kind of.
Does it taste like grinded ooze?
Enjoy the snack. Do you want to enjoy a snack first, or
Sorry?
do you want to enjoy your snack first?
No,
or,
no, no, no. Sorry. We love grinded ooze, but
You're addicted to grinded.
Go ahead.
Hello. I want to ask about white animals and pets. As we can see now, they are almost like looking like a balls or something like this. It will be there a more realistic looking animals in the photo series.
that was about the animals, right?
Animals, yes. Animals and then pets. White animals and pets.
The little critters, like their sound.
Yes. For example, dogs, cats. Because, for example, bunnies, what we saw in the movie, look at like a balls. Balls with ears. And I'm really curious, what about other animals, like, for example, cows or sheep that I see.
You mean why they have a voice like that, right?
About the looking.
Who wrote it? Sorry, I didn't understand very well. Yeah, can you help?
yeah.
Because I don't really understand the question.
Kinda hard
Sorry,
to
it's hard to
hear.
hear,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, so maybe again. I wanted to ask about look, about the, for example, shape and bodies of pets, white animals. For example, like wolves, or for example, like cows, sheep, etc. Because right now, what we see, they are looking like a balls. Like a round
okay, I get
spheric
it
balls.
now. Yeah,
Yeah,
they really wanted to have little critters for the cuteness, for having like their own minions. So that's why there is no wolves or sheep or yeah, no, I don't think I have concept art of that. But yeah, they wanted to have cute animals wandering around each specifically.
Oh, yeah.
And if they did ships, I think it would be like weird in front of ponies, cows
Yeah,
as well.
it'd be the same situation like in G4, where
Exactly.
like because they do kind of have hooves, and will they talk?
Yeah.
Like, are they supposed to talk?
And
Yeah.
also, if you design a cow for the movie, you have to animate it, to rig it, design it, model it, animate it, texture it. It's a big process. With small animals, it's easier, I think. And they wanted to focus on that.
Yeah. Especially if you make like a very fluffy little doggy,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's just a ball of
It's
fur.
just a ball of fur, yeah. So it's easier and faster to make, specifically on a 1 hour, 30 minutes movie. We have only 4 years to work on it, so we had to just focus on easy stuff for the little background characters.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Create new polygons, sphere, done.
Yeah. Balls.
You got another question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it work? Yes. In the movie, why is there no real clothes, if you know? Like at most, every pony wears collars.
Yeah. Because the movie staff didn't add enough budget to have clothes. What's the name? Clothes effects.
Clothing physics, effects,
Exactly.
and yeah.
Because that would take a whole department for that. We had a grooming department that was for fur, and if they had a clothes department, it would cost them too much money. So we were specifically asked to not design clothes, big clothes on the ponies. That's why.
Yeah, like I've been schooled a bit during my game art in that, and clothing on characters is notoriously hard
It's very
to do.
hard, yeah.
Yeah, because
Takes
you have
a lot of money.
Yeah, you have to make sure that the clothing doesn't go through things, and like
Yeah.
when they bend stuff, like even the body itself, when they move around, the body itself is already a lot of work to make sure that it doesn't go weird and glitchy and bug out, and then clothing just makes it exponentially more complex to do that. So very expensive to do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we got another one on this side. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hi, my question is, was Hitch in some way inspired by the famous character Gaston from The Beauty and the Beast?
Each?
Hitch,
yeah. Kind of, I think.
kind of.
Kind of. It's kind of a himbo, but it was more like, what was our references for each again? Yeah, we were thinking of Chris Pratt's characters,
Or
you
like
know.
a Chada.
Yeah, not Mario.
Chad.
just Chris Pratt. What's his name? Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah, Tom Cruise.
Tom
yeah.
Cruise.
Yeah.
Gaston was a bit more for Sprout in a very early concept art, but each is a bit friendlier than Gaston, and he's not as airy. And what was our? I need to ask Celia about our references about each.
Should get both you and Celia at the panel at some point.
One funny story is that when I was doing my page of each that I got, where is he? Sorry, here. I was listening to 80s gym club songs. I was like, what's aerobics?
Oh, yes.
I was looking at aerobics videos from the 80s and I was like, oh, I could imagine him doing that. So that was my references for sure for it.
Good to know. Thank you.
So that's how we got his shredded abs.
Exactly.
Aerobics.
It's like-
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Another question about references. What was the reference for Dictator Sprout? With all
good
the
question.
medals.
Yeah, the medals. A lot of the movie The Dictator, of course. I don't remember the name of the actor. Do you?
Oh. Nope.
Who? Sasha Boo? Okay, I think you know.
Some Sasha.
Sasha. Yeah, the dictator, a lot of Gaddafi. I was working with this kind of references. I've seen on Twitter, like, there was like problematic stuff around dictator's part, but that wasn't my references at all. Like, I wanted to avoid that. I wanted to avoid Trump references because it was way too easy. The thing is, people thought I was referencing Trump because of a blonde hair. I just picked blonde hair because I like blonde hair villain guys.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, well, the dictator and Gaddafi was our two biggest inspirations. The medals, yeah, it was a lot of Gaddafi. And if you notice, I think I have a page for the medals here. Like, the medals were like fake, very good pony medals, like Nobel of Prize, Nobel of Peace, Animal Lover, and
The mummy medals.
Mummy medals, yeah.
Is that a Twitter logo?
And this came up from our ideas. So you can notice here, like the hat, like very Gaddafi hat, kind of. So yeah, real kind of dictators references. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was it for the questions.
There is no more questions?
Yeah.
You do.
Go ahead, Leda.
Yes. When you saw the designs of the G4, you saw a clear difference in females and males.
Yeah.
How you designed G5? What is the main difference when you were designing from males and female ponies?
Yeah, the differences are not very showing between the males and the females. The males are stronger. They have a bigger jaw, a bigger snout.
A bit more square.
More squarey, yes. And bigger body. The females are very
round.
I think I can... Wait, I got things here, actually, that could show you differences.
Yeah, so were you responsible of like trying to like design like the differences that they would have?
Yeah. Like the Earth Pony males in comparison, like they are very squarey. And if I go like on the females that are here, the Pegasus one, you can notice like they are like very roundish in comparison. So that was the main difference from males to females on the movie, for sure.
Yeah, did you have to work also on the differences between like unicorn, Pegasus?
Yeah, we had to.
Because that's also what's going on with Pip, like small Pip.
Yeah. Actually, the Pegasus are all smaller in terms of height than the Earth ponies. Earth ponies are average pony height. And unicorns are bigger. They are taller, they are taller.
And then they also have the horns still on top of that. So even taller.
Yeah, even taller. It's very tall in comparison.
Yes.
And Pegasus were short ponies. And that was an idea we got when we were like character designing specifically, because with 3D we can do these kind of variations easier than in 2D. So,
like I've even noticed small variations in just the jaw itself, the lower jaw.
Yeah.
Like if you look at it from the side, like Zip, I believe, has like a bit more pointier, and then Pip has very rounded, like more to the back, and like small differences like that weren't really seen in G4.
And that was something we really liked to do for this movie, specifically me, is that doing body variations, because that was something that I kind of missed in G4. Like, either they were like normal ponies or either very extreme body variations. There weren't in between body variations. On G5, we were free to do it, and that was very nice to find these body heights and differences between each tribe that could, like, I don't know, make them unique in some ways. and not copy pasted. So yeah, like smaller Pegasus.
Yeah, and I believe like with 3D, at least like even though 3D can be more work to get just a baseline of something, I think compared to G4, it's easier to make those small changes.
Exactly.
Because like once they have the animation, the skeleton ready, like just moving the jaw won't break it.
Exactly.
And in G4, just moving the mouth would break the entire thing. You'd have to remake an entire new model. But with 3D, those little things can be easier. And I think definitely have made use of that in the movie.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah.
That was very interesting to work on, for sure.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the 2D and 3D, like, I believe that's been like a discussion on the internet as well, like between there's some very hardcore like 2D supporters where they really want more 2D movies, but there's also 3D, and there's certain groups of artists who kind of fight with each other of like, no, 3D is better, 2D is better, but they both have their advantages and disadvantages, for sure. And they both have their place in animation, I would feel like.
Specifically because G4 was supposed to be like easy to make. They didn't really wanted to bother with body variations, I think.
Yeah, and G4 started as a show as well, so like smaller episodes, more of them. So we'll have to see how the G5 series will take it, because they'll be 3D. That's a lot of work. So
I hope it will be all right for them.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Okay. No more
Any more questions?
Yeah, that was it for the questions.
And
We got some time left. So
I might have a question for you.
Oh, you have a question?
Yeah. What's your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part of the movie?
Yeah.
In making the movie or
just
the movie?
The movie itself, just watching it, like which scene, which like little thingies.
The scene I checked the most while I was working on it. That was the Argyle and baby Sunny scene.
Oh, that one, yes.
Because while I was working on this movie, I had access to Shotgun, which is a website where we put all of our work for the team to see. And it's like of a server for the team. And you could like see the process of each scenes, like each sequence. On the Argyle and Sunny sequence, I watched it from the storyboard to the end of the process of it, like the lighting, the rendering. And every time I was like crying at Argyle talking about the legends of the main six. Like
the history and like the things that are
exactly. And
that
it felt like a very nice homage to G4. Like, I like that the main six are legends in G5. Like, they are like very, very popular ponies from back then that are like...
from really far back.
Like the Greeks for us or
the Greeks and the Egyptians and such.
I like that and I like this. But the writers were aware about G4. That's one scene I really liked, and I cried too. My favorite song?
Oh.
It's hard to choose. Because at first it was Angry Mob.
That one's really addicting.
The first version of it, when I listened to it in 2018, that was Angry Mob, and I would listen on repeat, like 20 times a day. Then, no, I think it would be Fit Right In. Fit Right In, sorry.
Fit Right In,
yeah.
Yes.
Fit Right In.
And the animation in that song is also just amazing. I love it,
Yeah, I really like the animation of it. And Gonna Be My Day, I like it. I wish the animation was... She's really in one place. When she's singing, she keeps being just in one place, in one area. So it's not as interesting as Fit Right In, but has lots of stuff going on.
Fit Right In has like different generations of music, just like used from rap
and I love
to
rap,
the 80s.
The rap scene. A little easy.
And of course, that one also has the shaking pony butt.
Of course.
So, yeah.
I wanted to see the reaction of the brownies when there was like the butt thing, especially after the butt discussion online.
Oh yeah, and then the article in Equestria Daily.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your favorite song yourself?
Oh, song?
Yeah.
Oh man, Gonna Be My Day is probably like it starts off the movie so well.
Yeah.
Just gets you started for a movie and like
Exactly.
just want to watch it more and again also just like well every song has great animations going on,
Yeah.
great visuals. I just love that.
What I love in
part
Gonna
as
Be
well.
My Day is like ting, 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 like horses running.
Oh yeah.
I love that. I love this little addition.
There's little horse references.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Little average.
Average height.
What is your favorite song yourselves? Tell me. Mob. So, Gonna Be My Day. Gonna Be My Day. Raise your hand. Oh, lots of people.
I
Mob,
played that song in the train on my way here on Friday.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's a bit of a motivation.
Yeah, we sang them on the car here.
Yeah.
Just out loud in the car. It's like-
Out loud, like, coming.
No one else can hear us. Just almost lost my voice. I was like, oh gosh, I gotta stop singing. I need my voice for this
Yeah.
panel.
Okay, so Angry Mob.
Yeah.
Angry Mob. Angry Mob, okay. Oh, not that much people. It's all right.
it's
It's all right. Okay, yeah, okay. I got you. Fit Right In. Yes, because best pony song. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, for me, the parts of the movie that I do really like is just outside of the songs. Like before the movie came out, I made I don't know if you could show that, the
Yeah.
Applejack photo
Yeah.
one.
Sure.
Because I'm a very nostalgic person with a lot of memories, and especially since like this fandom, this is a fandom where I've been a part of the longest of any type of thing, where I've participated as well. So like memories are really strong for me, and I made this photo before the movie, so like photo memories in my mind, and then just seeing like Sunny and her dad, like Argyle, just at the beginning already, just the photos,
maybe.
and then like on the desk, and then at the end, oh,
So cute.
I'm already gonna
That's,
cry.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it.
Argyle wasn't supposed to be dead at first. But they died. They killed him. He was supposed to be alive, and Sprout was supposed to imprison him. And so for the whole duration of the movie, Argyle was in prison. So it wasn't very interesting.
I think I prefer this one. I'd like to cry. So
You like to cry?
yeah. Talking about another thingy.
It was kind of dark to kill a character like that in Kids.
They didn't say what happened.
Yeah, they didn't say what happened.
So, well, it depends on your mind how dark you want to go.
Yeah,
But,
true.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was crying on the end, like, wow, like golden tree all over again.
Oh yeah, the
Golden Oak Library.
Golden Oak.
Yeah.
Oh my God! When I saw the lighthouse being destroyed by his Sprout, I was like, oh no, that's gonna be the Golden Oak all over again. Like.
Yeah, and the suspense as well as it started with just the one crack. I was like, no, not again.
Imagine in the series they destroy the lighthouse and put a castle, a buyout,
Nice crystals
castle,
and everything. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, you.
Oh no, please God, no. Buyout house.
I'll take the blame.
Okay.
And then, one scene as well. Can you do a little comment? Yeah, one scene as well that I really like is the campfire.
This one?
And so I had to get you a little one.
Take it in your hair and put it off your hair.
Yeah,
like Izzy, because you have long hair like Izzy.
Yeah. And then if I, what did she say? Being here with you was the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Aww.
And I don't want our adventure to end.
So cute. Oh, guys. Thank you, Monkey. It says that I have friends in Netherland.
Well, it seems that succeeded.
Yeah.
She's here now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here.
it worked.
It worked, yeah.
It worked.
I only come for the pancakes and the bicycles.
Good enough a reason as any.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Nice pancakes.
So,
I think that's a perfect note to end on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you both very much.
Thank
May
you.
I have another big round of applause for these two?
Thank you.
And wait 1 second. I got a little present for you. So,
Oh, present, surprise.
Oh, surprise.
Are you surprised?
There's a surprise. Oh, wow.
Oh, you got your own little clocks.
My little clock. Oh, very Dutch.
Oh, thank you.
Dank je.
that's more like German.
Oh, sure. How do you say thank you?
Dankjewel.
Dankjewel, dankjewel, dankjewel.
You're welcome.
Should I say the words I learned yesterday? I learned very cool words yesterday in Dutch,
So much. I love you.
but I'm not gonna say it out loud. No.
Quickly. No, the curtain is already closed. We can't say it anymore.
No. I don't know. Okay, no, I won't. The curtain. No.